Hello and welcome to a concept creation 3D tutorial on SketchUp Pro. I'm just going to start a new file here, and this is what SketchUp looks like when you first open it. So you've got this woman here. I'm just going to run you through the mouse buttons. The first mouse button, your left mouse button, just selects objects, or you can deselect them by just clicking elsewhere. Your middle button, which has got the rotation on it, you can just click that and then rotate around an object. And your third button is just to open your window to select different options. Okay, so we're going to start by just deleting her, so just click the left button on her and push the delete button on your keyboard. And right, we're ready to start. You will notice that the rotation is different now, because SketchUp rotates around an object, so you'll need an object in order to rotate properly. So what you can do is, I'm just going to select my square tool, and I'm just going to make a basic square. Now, to make a square, you'll notice that SketchUp says when it's a square, and if not, then it's just a rectangle. So I'm just going to make a rectangle like that. So that will have it flat on the floor, and there's your first rectangle. And you can see you can rotate properly around that object. Okay, to make that square or rectangle 3D, we can use the push-pull tool, which is basically like an extrude if you'd used other 3D programs. And you can just click on it and hold down your click and then just drag it up, and that will make your rectangle 3D. Okay, or cuboid. Okay, so that's the first basic thing. So you've created your first model, really. Okay, but then what you can do, you can select your rectangle tool, and you can actually draw on this rectangle. So you can put a rectangle on a rectangle, and you can put it right down to the floor. You can make it a square, and then you just click, and that makes your rectangle. And then of course you can then select your different face with the push-pull tool, and you can push that in or pull it out. And I'm just going to pull it out like that. Okay. Next thing you can do, circle tool. I'm just going to create a circle in here, like so, and that's the same. You can just push or pull. I'm just going to push that in a little bit like that. Okay. Right, so roofs. What I would recommend with a roof, if you want to make, your standard roof. Hipped roofs are a bit more difficult. I'll show you how to do that in a moment. You can just draw your lines down like this. You can do it more accurately if you want by typing in the numbers. So say you wanted a line on the floor to be 5 meters long, you could just like that and just type 5,000. It's 5,000 millimeters, which is 5 meters. Okay, just going to delete that. Okay, so I've created the lines of my roof. I can then push those bits down, and once I get to the end, they will delete themselves like that. Okay, then obviously you want your fascia to come out, so just drag that down a bit. You can obviously do this more. There we go, and then just drag that along. Gone. And then you can bring this down to the same amount over here. And drag that down. So it's starting to look a bit more like a house. Obviously you'd have your overhang up here, so what I do is, to make these lines parallel, you can just select that line there with your left button, and then Control C, and then Control V, and you can just plot that there. Then with the other side, I'm just going to push Escape to, or just click over here to deselect that. Select the other one, Control C, Control V. But of course you can't paste it down there because you haven't got the end. So I'm just going to paste it over there, and then select your Move tool, which is already selected. Select that end, and just put it in there. And then you can just delete the two end parts here. And I'm just going to bring that out a little bit. As you can see, that looks more like the end part of a house. Okay. On this part here, I'm just going to do a hipped roof, which is a bit more difficult. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to draw a line up the middle to where I want the hip roof to be. Draw that down to there, and the other side down to there. Okay. So I'm going to draw this in lines. So this part I'm going to draw up the middle here until it's in line with that one,